Hello and welcome to the Storyboard and Twitter special, The Conversation, Converse to Convert. I'm Shibani Gharat. Diwali is that time of the year when the mood is joyous and festive. We want to connect with our family and friends. While last 2 years, most people had to exchange festive wishes virtually, this Diwali, all of us are looking forward to celebrating the festival with our friends and family in person. But we will still come to Twitter to share good wishes, signature festive dishes, Diwali cleaning and decoration tips, and so much more. These type of conversations on the platform present brands with perfect opportunity to nurture customer relationship by engaging with the key audience when they are at their most receptive. Over the years, several brands and marketers across segments have leveraged the festive season to launch new products and amplify initiatives on the platform. The festive season also witnesses several brands jumping onto the gifting bandwagon with various promotions running over the period. How do these conversations convert into sales, and how do brands drive positivity and fuel brand memorability during the festive times? To discuss this, today we are joined in by Mayank Prabhakar, Head of Digital Marketing, Vivo, and Nidhi Hola, Country Marketing Director, Dell, along with Kanika Mittal, Country Head, Large Client Solutions, Twitter India. All of you, welcome to CNBC-TV18.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shivani.
Thank you.
Kanika, my first question goes to you. With Diwali just around the corner, can you tell us more about what kind of conversations are happening on Twitter, and what is it that you are witnessing this festive season?
Thanks, Shivani. I think your opening said it all. Consumers are so excited. They're in a jubilant mood. And of course, when there is so much of positivity all around, marketers do want to make sure that they are favorably positioned and they're top of mind for their consumers. The interesting thing that we are seeing on Twitter is that there's a complete explosion of conversations that happen in the week of Diwali, and they pretty much cross more than 3 million conversations. The majority of them are actually very, very positive in nature. And like you said, they are all about sharing ideas, tips around decoration, around sustainable Diwali, or anything else they may be planning to gift, buy, and so on. It becomes such a beautiful amalgamation of culture on our platform that the opportunity for brands is not just immense, but it's also a way for them to become a very strong and a cemented part of our culture. What we've also seen is that not just the conversations spike, but people are also coming on Twitter to look at reviews. And more than 60% of our consumers are looking at Twitter to find reviews before making their purchase decisions. Interestingly, more than 60% also tell us, through our research program, that they feel like, they're able to go beyond their immediate circle of friends and family and find more interesting, passionate, and influential consumers like them on the platform, and they're guided by their choices and their reviews. So I would say conversations are not just immense on the platform, but they're also extremely valuable conversations being driven by a highly receptive audience, and they are going to an audience that is, again, receptive and looking for these kind of tips, tricks, reviews, and informations before buying anything or making a purchase decision.
And Kanika, you said it, tips, tricks, and reviews. And reviews is something which is important for, I believe, both Dell and Vivo. So, Nidhi, over to you. With so many players in the market and, amidst this entire festive clutter, how do you ensure that your brand stands out?
So, Shivani, first of all, thanks for having me here. I'd say the quiet confidence of not saying anything during festive clutter can also help you stand out. Because when you do speak at the right time with the right message, you are more authentic. So for us, it's more about investing in brand building, in building our brand voice consistently. Otherwise, you're seen as trying too hard.
Okay, over to you, Mayank. You're representing a consumer-first brand which is Vivo. With the festive season upon us, what are some of the key trends that you're witnessing in the tech OEM space? A lot of launches were happening on Twitter over the past 2 years is what we have seen, something that we had unheard of prior to the pandemic, but over the past 2 years, we saw a lot of launches happened on the platform. Now, when the launches are back to happening in person, what is happening in the tech OEM space on Twitter?
See, given a consumer first approach, right, we have to be very cautious about what is the value required
Hmm.
by a particular user. In Vivo, we are driven by the values from the user, right? We have a continuous learning program basis which we keep on adding innovations, and we are bound to deliver innovations generation by generation. Now, coming to this festive season, I think it's equivalent to a shopping festival anywhere. Consumer is already into a consideration mind wherein he has somehow opted for what device he is going to look for, what he is going to buy, right? So that's consideration phase is already there. There's a lot of organic pull which happens. Why? Because they are looking for that deals and then offers and the cashback what we see. So what I believe is I think it's more of a value of the product which they look for and they made a consideration followed by some offers, and more important is affordability what they do. Now what we need to do is to drive that consideration. There has to be a lot and lot of positive conversations built on the social media that is there. I think that's what I will say. It's very important to have a healthy and a positive conversation around your brand throughout the year so that you are in the consideration set. They might conclude during the festival season. Why? Because they are waiting for those offers and the affordability to come. Yeah.
Okay. And Kanika, over to you. We are all living in this age of social shopping today. How can brands harness and scale and influence of these brand conversations to drive business and be seen and heard?
Yes, Shivani. First of all, I must acknowledge this is a very interesting conversation because we are getting the perspective of both B2B and B2C. And I get this question very often myself that, how does strategy change around festive occasions when it comes to B2B and B2C? And I think Twitter is such a unique platform because it caters to both and so well equally so. What we've noticed, on our platform and, through our research is that more than 90% of the consumers actually want to look at brand conversation before finalizing a purchase decision. And a majority of them have actually acknowledged that their purchase decision has changed because of something that they have read on social media. And I think that's why it's very important that brands have a very strong strategy in place when they tap into social media conversations, brand conversations, and truly harness the power. What I would suggest is to have a very strong campaign flight plan which has a full funnel approach. So you start with awareness, you start with building interest and intrigue in your products and services. This could be done through visually exciting content. This content could reside, for example, on the Twitter spotlight, which sits right on top of what's trending. Or it could be in the form of an emoji engine, which allows you to engage with your consumer and explain different products and services by tying them back to specific emojis. So the idea is to keep it visually very exciting so that your consumer leans in and you're able to create that awareness and interest. Then you move to the second part of the marketing funnel, which is driving consideration. Here, what I would suggest is to have very exciting and engaging formats. So for example, Twitter conversational cards allow you to, just at a single click of a button, actually partake in brand conversations and create virality on the timeline. And that's the holy grail for any marketer. So I would say the second part is to use engaging formats so that from awareness, you move to consideration and you become more top of mind for your consumer and he starts thinking about you before finalizing their purchase decision. And then the third is, to make sure that you have your campaign flight plan spread across the full funnel, is to then use performance solutions by Twitter to make sure that you're able to take all of these conversations and you're leading them to conversion. The interesting thing is that when you have phase one and phase two, which is awareness and consideration done through visually exciting content and engaging formats, you will have a pool of leaned in audiences. You will know that this is a set of consumer that has already liked your brand or is interested in your product. And then when you apply performance marketing or performance solutions, you can get that much incremental result through our audiences and really deliver on those business KPIs. So I would say having a full funnel drive to buy approach on Twitter can make a real difference when you want to harness the magic of brand conversations on social media.
It is time for a short break. This conversation will continue. You don't go anywhere. We will be right back.